Ross, disappointing day. Sum that up for us.
Yeah, going from pretty comfortable first half into quite a chaotic second half. Bit of maturity was probably needed at the final moments. Need to look at the goals, but again, it's probably a similar story to most goals we concede. We haven't really been opened up or moved around or picked off some balls into the box. I have to look at the second one, but the goalie's made a good save, and the striker's there just to sort of tap it in. So a little bit on our heels in that sort of instance, but from first half to second half, we needed to show just a bit more maturity. We getting deeper, and with the crowd, the crowd were brilliant. That's what they do. They get with their side and they push their team on, and they were probably the 12th and 13th man, it felt like at the time. So we had to weather that. We're used to playing in front of 600-700. Today it was a big crowd and a vocal crowd, and getting messages on is also difficult. But I think just a bit of maturity, when the games gets hard, players digging in, talking to each other, coaching each other on the pitch. I think that's what we probably needed a little bit today, a little bit more leadership, because first half really comfortable, 2-0 up, to then concede some pretty poor goals in my opinion. Not goals that sort of worked nicely around us and through pockets and carved us open, sort of balls into the box, crosses, things that we can definitely deal with better. And I think maybe a bit more maturity, a little bit more still at times, because we're definitely not far away, as you probably saw in the first half. Quite comfortable, 2-0 up, quiet the fans, and yeah, we walk away today without any points, which is also disappointing, but promising at the same time, because we can do it. It's moments of games, it's split seconds that are punishing us, and they're the moments that really count in this sort of league, because it's a difficult league. So loads of positives, but the bottom line is those goals we need to defend better, and that's it.
First half were probably one of the best halves we've had all season. Second half, capitulation. I think it's fair to say probably one of the worst in terms of defending anyway. Can you pinpoint what exactly went wrong, in your opinion?
Probably a few things. I thought, Josh Ashby was brilliant. I thought things changed when he started fatiguing. Obviously, just come back from injury. Maybe the press wasn't as good. Couldn't get enough pressure on the ball, allowing too many crosses in. Whereas first half we didn't allow it. We worked the box really nice. It went back, we moved up. Whereas I think we looked a little bit open second half. Maybe some heavy legs out there. We looked deep at times, and it's just those basics of the boys know it. The boys know to squeeze the pitch, but we decide not to. We get deeper and deeper, and we invite balls into the box. And when you do that, you give any team a chance to get an opportunity out of it. So really disappointed on that front. If I think a team really carved us open and made us work, and we got punished from really intricate play, I think there's a lot to work on. But some of the goals are really basic. The tap in, obviously, we're on our heels, he's on his toes, he's sniffing. So yeah, disappointing goals, but I thought the overall performance, everyone dug in, but that's just not enough at this level, just to dig in. That's a requirement every game. That's a given if you play for Oxford City. But it's just these fine moments. It's these really fine moments that are defining our games. But we're in games, and we're in nearly every game. We're giving everyone a strong game. But I thought the fans played a big factor today. I thought I think the old expression, they sucked that ball into the goal, and you could feel it. We just needed a little bit more calmness in the back line and throughout the whole game to settle things down, to manage the game better. And if we did that, I thought we'd get a result out of it. But not the best half, and we move on.
We do move on. Tuesday, ideal time to put the wrongs of today right. But before we get onto that, still quite raw. Did you have a few choice words to say to him at the end? You must have been really frustrated. What's the mood like? All them bundled into one question, I suppose. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, just I don't feel sorry for you. A lot of times I do, but sometimes I don't. And I think today I don't, because we've just demonstrated the first half, we can dominate anyone. And that wasn't even with the ball. That was physically, that was mentally, that was aggression, that was running in behind, that was pressing. And then to slip off so far second half, I don't really feel sorry for them, because it's their own doing. I know we've got to encourage, and we always will, and I support the boys 100%, but I think sometimes they've got to feel it, they've got to feel that burn, and sometimes it hurts, and it's good to feel the hurt, because you don't want it every week. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with them feeling a bit damaged today, because they need to learn, and we're gaining experience, maturity levels are rising, but they need to pick up a little bit quicker, because it's just these 5 moments that really define our games. And yeah, I think that's probably the best summary. The boys, listen, the boys are great attitudes. They will not enjoy the next 15-20 minutes. They'll get it out of their system, which I want them to, and I want them to reflect quickly. But at the same time, we've got to go to Woking now and put the same first half performance. We're demonstrating we can do it, replicate the first half, replicate it for the second half, and we'll be totally fine. But these 5 moments are just defining our games, really, and sometimes, you know, you feel a bit helpless, but you need to feel that pain, because you don't want to feel that every week. And last week we were brilliant. This week, first half, brilliant for 45. Second half wasn't good enough. So a bit of consistency, a bit of maturity. Boys to pick themselves up, dust themselves down, and get in the shower and go again. And that's the job we're in. And the boys have to lead by example, and everyone stick together. And I'm sure they will, because they're good lads.
3 new lads as well. Will we see them at Woking, and a little bit on that game?
Yeah, I mean they've come into the building. Obviously today was a bit of a battle. It was good for probably the boys to actually just see the first half and see what's required to get a good performance out of a National League team. So that was good learning. Second half, hopefully they've learned and they've seen some of the things that we've seen from the side. And the new boys getting on as well. They feel it. But it's important that we embrace where we are. And we keep moving forward. You know, we have to accept, you know, these 5 moments are defining our games. We have to, but we have to make sure we look at changing it, because we're fully capable of doing it.